There's a tremble in his fingers as he slides your... Oh my god. I can't read this part. We're going to the next scene. Okay. Well, this um this got very intense very fast. I can't show this. Hey everyone, it's kittydid.exe, your favorite little bug in the machine, and I'm back with Requiem's Echo. If you didn't see the last episode, this is a dating game based on Resident Evil character Leon Kennedy, who is my fave, and I'm very excited to keep going with this game, so let's keep going. Your POV. You sit on the floor, turning your focus to your bandages. Leon manages to shift the mood a little on the ride back, but the heaviness still lingers. Sadness twists in your gut as you remember the faces of the townsfolk you once knew, people who had welcomed you, people whose stories you visited, whose homes you'd seen with your family. Now they're hollow, driven only by the urge to kill you. The memory hits harder than you'd like. You reach for a spot on your back where an old wound has started to ache, maybe even opened up again. But you can't reach it. Cursing softly, you drop your hand, feeling both exhausted and helpless. Leon moves closer, crouching beside you. His face is unreadable as his gaze shifts to your wound, something unspoken flickering in his eyes. Can I? Be my guest. You hesitate, that mix of bone-deep exhaustion and something deeper, something harder to name, unsettling you. But after a beat, you nod. His hands move to your back, the press of his fingers steady and careful. The touch is firm, yet gentle. You feel the warmth of his fingertips, the weight of his focus, and you flinch, unprepared for the unexpected tenderness. A lump rises in your throat and you realize it's been years since anyone has touched you like this. A lump rises in your throat and you realize that it's been years since anyone has touched you like this, with such care. It hits you harder than any wound could. Did it hurt? No. You keep your gaze fixed ahead, focusing on the sharp, earthy smell of the herbs rather than the heat of his hands on your skin, but it's impossible to ignore him completely. He asks where the spare gauze is, and you mumble its location, barely aware of the words leaving your mouth. When he finishes, his thumb lingers, grazing over your skin as if he can't quite bring himself to let go. Your pulse races, an involuntary reaction you're certain he feels under his fingertips. The realization snaps you out of it, and you push yourself up quickly, turning to face him. Thank you. The words die on your lips as he catches sight of him, a half-formed laugh bubbling up instead. Leon tilts his head, confused. What happened? His hair is tangled with cobwebs and bits of dust, probably from when he reached up for the gauze. You try to hold back your amusement, but it's impossible. Nothing, Spider Boy. Leon's hand immediately goes to his head, fingers brushing through his hair. Perfect. Just the look I was going for. Dungeon chic. Your laughter spills over, breaking the silence. There's too much webbing. He can't seem to clear it. No, idiot. Here, let me do it. He goes still as you reach for him, fingers working carefully through the strands of his hair. The room falls quiet again, the silence thickening around you as you pick out each bit of webbing. His breathing slows, deepens. When your fingers press against his scalp, you feel his chest rise, a slight hitch in his breath. It's happening. You keep moving, but there's a strange awareness between you, a heightened focus in each movement, each accidental brush of your fingers. For a moment, he lifts his eyes, meeting yours. Oh my god. They're darker, softer, watching you with an intensity that makes your heart skip. You can feel the warmth of him, the smell the faint scent of gunpowder and leather that clings to him, and when his gaze drops to your mouth, he lets out a breath. Small, almost soundless, but heavy. His shoulders tense like he's holding himself back, fighting some internal battle. Your pulse hammers, your fingertips pausing in his hair, frozen by the realization that his hand is hovering close to your waist, close enough that you feel its warmth even without the touch. The moment stretches, but something electric in the air between you both. Your breathing mingling... I can't read. It's too exciting, I can't read. The moment stretches, something electric in the air between you both. Your breath mingling in the charged quiet. Let's wait. You pause, holding his gaze for a second longer, the air thickening between you. Leon shifts, blinking as if breaking a spell, then shakes his head, taking a half step back, his eyes darting everywhere but at you. You clear your throat, hoping he can't hear the faint tremor in it. I'll take first watch tonight. You should rest. He watches you, almost like he's about to argue, but something in your expression, or maybe his own exhaustion, stops him. He gives you a small, reluctant nod and settles down on the couch. You watch as he finally lets his guard drop, even if only for a moment, his shoulders relaxing into the cushions as his eyes fall shut. You glance down at your fingers, the tingle lingering, reminding you of the warmth that's still caught between you both. Oh my god. The warmth of the sunset fades slowly, casting the room in muted shadows, soft and heavy. You settle onto the floor, flamethrower in hand, half alert to every shift, every quiet sound from where Leon sleeps. Despite the pull of exhaustion, you resist, staying alert, eyes sharp as you keep watch. Just as your mind begins to drift, a soft choked sound pierces the silence, half muffled yet unmistakable. Leon stirs restlessly, his face twisted in dim light, caught in the throes of whatever nightmares haunt him. Faint pain sounds feel like a punch to the chest, striking too close, you can't bear it. Without thinking, you cross the room, sitting beside him, placing a hand on his shoulder, gently shaking him awake. Leon, wake up. His eyes fly open, wide and unfocused, his gaze meeting yours with a mix of fear and confusion. His breath is uneven, and for a moment he doesn't move, doesn't speak, as though he's still trapped somewhere else. Slowly his gaze sharpens, taking in the familiar surroundings. He rubs a shaky hand over his face, his forehead damp with sweat. A faint shiver runs through him. You're unused to offering comfort, unfamiliar with the vulnerability of it, but you remember small, distant gestures, how your parents would hold you, ground you when the night grew too dark. Breathe with me, all right? Just take it one breath at a time. Leon takes a slow, shaky breath, mirroring your calm inhale, his chest rising in sync with yours. A hint of relief crosses his face as he follows your lead, his breath coming steadier with each inhale. Acting on instinct, you lean in closer, your hand lingering on his shoulder. His body shifts closer to yours, unconsciously seeking out warmth and steadiness. He presses closer, his hand finding its way to the small of your back, his fingers flexing as if searching for something solid to hold on to. It's too much. I know. I don't know what scares me more, the things I've seen or the idea that this might be the rest of my life. I barely remember what normal even feels like. Without thinking, you pull him tighter, committing the feeling of his warmth and the steadiness. Press. If I could read! Feeling without... Jesus. Without thinking, you pull him in tighter, committing the feel of his warmth and the steady press of his weight against you to memory. I get it. I wish I didn't. But I do. He hums softly, a sound halfway between relief and resignation, his tension melting as he lets himself lean into you. His breathing steadies, and for a moment the two of you are wrapped in a shared silence, the kind that feels less empty and more whole. You start to imagine, just for a second, what a life like this would be like, where these quiet, stolen moments aren't so rare, where his touch isn't fleeting. Then, as if sensing the shift, he abruptly pulls back, his gaze drops, and he clears his throat, a barrier raising again between you. No! No. I don't like that. Be vulnerable, people. Thanks. I'll keep watch now. I won't be able to fall asleep anyways. He rises to his feet, stepping toward the kitchen, but not before you catch a brief flicker in his eyes, a look that mirrors your feelings still lingering on your skin, the strange subtle ache left by his warmth. Silently, you take a spot on the couch, your mind spinning, replaying the warmth, the closeness, the way he'd held on to you for that brief, charged moment. You know rest won't come easily tonight. Leon's POV. He watches her as she sleeps, her face softened in the quiet peace of it. The comfort between them tonight had been good, too good, unnervingly so. He shouldn't let himself get so attached. He knows better than anyone how quickly trauma binds people, weaving fragile connections from shared pain. But soon he'll be gone, off to fight some other nightmare in some other cursed place. She can still have a life after this, something steady, something real, something he gave up on a long time ago. It's too late for him. He'd been carrying this weight for far too long to think he could ever put it down. Oh! He's so troubled. Isn't that why we love him? The idea of a future, of a life beyond the fight, hovers in the back of his mind like a cruel joke, something he refuses to reach for. He won't let himself hope for anything beyond survival. Hope is dangerous. He can't afford it. Your POV. You wake to the soft light of early morning filtering through the sealed windows, a quiet stillness hanging in the air. For a moment you let yourself lie there, gathering the fractured pieces of last night in your mind, his warmth, the way he'd leaned into your embrace before pulling away. The echo of it lingers, a faint ache that tightens in your chest. But when you finally sit up, any trace of that moment is gone. Leon stands near the door, his back to you as he checks his gear, his movements sharp and efficient, a steely resolve masking any vulnerability he'd shown. He doesn't look at you, doesn't even acknowledge your presence as you rise. Leon, don't be mean. The contrast is jarring, the memory of last night's closeness dissolved into the cold distance of his posture. Breakfast is on the table. Eat. We need to move. Tell me what to do. You frown, an edge of frustration tugging at you. His tone is clipped, his eyes hard as he straps on his gear, every action radiating an almost palpable wall of distance. It's as if he put up another layer of armor overnight, shutting you off entirely. Good morning to you, too. He pauses, and for a split second you catch a flicker of something almost guilty on his face, but it's gone as quickly as it appears, his gaze hardening as he turns back to his gear. How do you feel? Fine. Don't get the wrong idea about yesterday. His words sting, colder than you'd expected. You glare, refusing to let him see how much they affect you. Same. It didn't mean anything. You're still insufferable. Good. Good. You square your shoulders, swallowing down your own frustration as you gather your things, each movement pointed and deliberate. After last night, this cold detachment feels like a slap, a calculated retreat back into his distance. One more stop, and then you're nearly free of this hellhole and everyone in it, right? He glances at you, his jaw tightening as if holding back a response. For a second, you wonder if he'll soften, but his face stays set, a mask of indifference. Right. It's a dismissal, plain and simple. You force yourself to look unfazed as you gulp down the breakfast he's prepared, refusing to let him see how much his sudden shift has gotten under your skin. The silence between you is thick and heavy, each of you moving with determination that borders on anger. Guys, just talk about your feelings. Talk about your feelings. Be vulnerable. It's scary, but you gotta do it. You spend the day lugging equipment back and forth to your hideout near the lab, loading up on fuel and explosives, taking turns on Leon's bike. The work is grueling, made worse by the tense silence that lingers between you. You barely speak, and when you do, it's clipped, cold, a silent truce at best. By the time you reach the church, the sun is dipping low, casting the place in shadowed crimson glow. Everything feels on edge, and you can't tell if it's him or the damn mission. You test the door, but it's locked tight, so you and Leon find an open window, pushing aside scattered debris as you climb inside. God, that artwork is gorgeous. The smell hits you immediately, thick decay, clinging to the air like a warning. Your stomach twists. The interior is in disarray, overturned pews, shattered glass littering the floor, dried bloodstains smeared on the walls. Near the altar, bones and tattered clothing lie in a haphazard pile, some looking fresher than others. A chill runs down your spine. Have the townsfolk been using this place for sacrifices? Moving cautiously, you scan for the keycard until Leon gestures up to a wooden balcony, pointing to a white lab coat hanging loosely over the railing. A skeleton slumps over it, twisted and limp. I'll go get it. No, I will. His gaze snaps to you, cold and challenging. If you're so eager to get yourself killed, go find some other way to do it. You clench your fist, stepping up to him, close enough to see the hard line of his jaw. This man grates on you, always assuming he knows best. The frustration, the tension, it's coiled so tight in your chest you can barely think straight. If I wanted your opinion, I'd ask for it. Don't pretend you give a damn about me. The venom in your voice cuts through the air, and for a second you think you see something flicker in his eyes, something dark, like frustration, but edged with something hotter. He opens his mouth to reply, but before he can, a slow, wet, scraping sound echoes through the church, dragging along the floor. I'm so caught up in this story. The sun dips lower, casting an ominous red glow over the scene. Creatures inside the church. Oh no! Leon doesn't hesitate. He grabs your arm and pulls you towards the shadowed corner where a small confession booth stands. You resist, glancing back at the mask that fell to the ground as he tugged you forward, but his grip tightens, dragging you into the cramped space before you can think twice. You barely make it inside before the heavy footsteps close in, filling the silence with a sickening shuffle. The pheromones hit you first, a heady, overpowering scent, sugary and dark, coating your senses like a blanket you can't escape. Your skin prickles with heat, a flush creeping up your cheeks, your pulse quickening. Oh no! The aphrodisiac effects! Oh no! You bite your lips, struggling to resist the hazy, tingling sensation coursing through you. Leon's jaw tightens, his eyes narrowing as he fights the same effect. His breath is shallow, each exhale brushing warm against your neck. His hand finds yours, the contact grounding and electric all at once. With trembling fingers, you rip open a mothball package, shoving it close to both of your noses. It helps, but not enough. The creatures slink past outside, their scent hanging in the air, winding its way into every inch of you, heightening the tension between you and Leon. You cling to his arm, feeling the tautness of his muscles as he restrains himself, his body coiled, almost as if he's... I don't know, did you ever have a dream? His body coiled, almost as if he's battling the urge to open the door and pursue them. Yet his hand remains firm on yours, holding you in place, anchoring you to the moment. As the creatures finally shuffle away, a tense silence fills the booth. Your hand grips the door handle, ready to chase after them, but Leon's strong grip closes over yours, holding it shut. His strength catches you off guard, and you whirl to face him, anger flaring. Leon, let go. You're not going after them. I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna argue. The words ignite something fierce inside you, and without a second thought, you push him hard, pinning him against the back wall. Oh my god! Oh my god! His jaw clenches, his eyes flashing with surprise and something else, darker, more open. He's still as you hold him there, waiting, his gaze steady but filled with a challenge, almost daring you. Who the hell do you think you are? You think you can just walk in here and make everything right? You've only made things worse since you showed up. I can't wait for you to leave so I can forget all of this. Forget what you were even here. The words hit him hard. You can see the anger flash across his face, mixed with something hurt. But instead of pushing back, he just looks at you, his voice thick with frustration. Trust me, I can't wait to forget about you too. You're reckless, stubborn. You cut him off, slamming him back against the wall. Your lips meet in a desperate, furious clash. Da 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 da! There's no thought, no caution, just raw need spilling. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, we're just reading smut now? Is that what this is? Just raw need spilling over, the accumulation of days of pent-up frustration. His hands find your waist, fingers digging in possessively as he pulls you closer. Every movement is charged, the intensity cracking between you. It's not soft, not gentle. There's only anger and desire, tangled up in a way that neither of you can control. I don't know if I can read this. I don't know it's gonna go this far. I just feel like I'm reading smut now, and I'm just reading it out loud, and it's embarrassing. There's a tremble in his fingers as he slides your... Oh my god. I can't read this part. We're going to the next scene. Okay, well, this got very intense, very fast. I can't show this. Oh my god. Woo! That got intense. I got intense and I can't show it. Oh my god. Okay. Well then. After a moment, he pulls back, adjusting his clothes, his expression hardening as he casts his gaze toward the door, a hint of something conflicted lingering in his eyes before it fades. We're not reading that part. I don't know what happened. This is still... I'm not reading this part. It was just the pheromones, Leon. Right, just the pheromones. The tension simmers between you, and though part of you wants more, your mind is clear enough to recognize the need to leave. Now. If the pheromones effect had been any stronger, you're not sure either of you would have stopped in that cramped booth. Oh, you stopped. You didn't do it. Okay. When you mount his bike, Leon reaches back for your hands, guiding them around his waist. His fingers linger a heartbeat longer than necessary, the final touch stirring the heat that hasn't quite left your body. You rest your cheek against his back, letting the warmth of him soak into you, a small, reluctant smile hidden from his view. Oh my god. That was intense. That was nuts. You both make it back to the house, your bodies worn yet buzzing with the lingering high of pleasure. You tell yourself to forget it, to push the memory aside, but it clings to you, refusing to fade. The two of you stand in the quiet, a small distance between you, but the tension is thick, like an unspoken pull drawing you back toward each other. Your eyes meet briefly before both of you look away, awkward and uncertain. The silence presses down, broken only by the sound of your breaths. You shift, trying to focus, but your mind keeps slipping back to him, hyper-aware of his presence, his closeness, the memory of his touch still vivid in your mind. So, who gets first watch? Neither of you are looking at each other, and as you step forward, you end up bumping into him. His hands move instinctively to steady you, his grip firm and grounding. You glance up, your eyes flickering down to his lips, and your body reacting before your mind has a chance to catch up. We can decide later. The tension in his voice mirrors your own, a hint of something more than just exhaustion or proximity. Your gaze settles on his mouth. Oh my god. And he hesitates only a moment before leaning in, closing the space between you. Again! Your lips meet in a kiss as hesitant at first, each of you testing the waters, as though unsure if it's okay to give in. But it deepens quickly, growing more urgent, a shared hunger that flares up from the quiet. Oh my god, are you guys gonna do it again? Leon pulls back, his eyes scanning the room, a brief look of focus returning to his expression. We need to focus. Do we, though? Okay, I want to... I kind of want to be like, continue, because, obviously, but I can't read that. It's just too embarrassing. So, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Continue or pull back? Leon says we need to focus, but I'm going to say pull back because we do need to focus. They almost did it in the church. You pull back, sensing something in his tone, a subtle warning. He's picking up on something, and his instincts are rarely wrong. Taking a deep breath, you glance around, steadying yourself as your pulse slows. Right, let's check everything first. The two of you move quietly through the house, but a chill of unease spreads through you when you spot it. The window, slightly ajar, a faint sign of tampering. A surge of panic hits, and Leon quickly motions for you to be silent, his gaze sharp and focused. You barely have time to grab a few essentials before he gestures towards the door, urgency clear in his eyes. As you reach the bike, Leon climbs on, holding steady as you settle in behind him. Just then, shadows emerge from your house, townsfolk creeping towards you with barely a sound. You barely duck in time as one of them takes aim, bullets grazing the air as Leon speeds off, guiding you both out of danger. Scary. Good thing we stopped. We could have been killed. You ride silently into the forest, the night stretching on around you as you pull into the cover of an old campsite, a secluded hideout you kept hidden for emergencies. The adrenaline fades, leaving you shivering, and Leon pulls you close, wrapping you in a protective warmth. Thank you for being there. Leon shakes his head slightly, a small, almost self-deprecating smile tugging at his lips. I didn't realize. It's nice having someone to watch your back. He glances at you, his expression softening, and for a moment something shifts in the space between you. Something unspoken that settles warm and heavy in your chest. Nice. And terrifying. You nod, sensing a quiet kinship in him. Even with so little time together, it feels like your souls are crafted from the same battered material. Scarred but unbreakable, forged by the same fire. Oh my god, you guys are meant to be. We're meant to be, Leon. We're meant to be. But I think I might want to try dealing with that feeling. Are we gonna give it a go? There's a quiet vulnerability to his voice that makes you pause, and you find yourself nodding again, more slowly. Me too. He holds your gaze, the silence stretching out, carrying a weight you're both aware of, but neither of you is ready to name. Gradually, the conversation shifts back to practicalities, and the two of you settle down, discussing the final plan in low voices as the night stretches on. But as dawn approaches, that sense of purpose gives way to something softer, something that feels like peace, a quiet acknowledgement of what you're facing and the strange comfort you found in each other. It's an unspoken promise, lingering between you as the first light begins to filter in. The day has finally come. You've spent what feels like a lifetime preparing for this, scavenging supplies, gathering weapons, and planning every step possible. On the way here, you even ran into a strange merchant, as if he'd appeared out of thin air. He was selling Molotov cocktails and incendiary grenades, and you still have no idea where he came from or where he disappeared to afterwards. Now, with everything you've acquired stashed in worn duffel bags, you approach the lab, Leon walking beside you in tense silence. The air feels charged, the kind of stillness that presses down on you, like the world itself knows that something is about to end. Today is the final day. One way or another, it'll all be over. You sure about this? Last chance to turn back. You nod, tighten your grip on your pendant. There's no need to say it. You're beyond turning back now. You've spent too long fighting to the end of this nightmare. At last, you fulfill your promise. Here goes nothing, or everything. With a swift, practiced motion, Leon uses the keycard on the rusted door. It swings open with a groan, and you step into the darkness of the lab, the stale air thick with decay and memories. Oh my god, the art is gorgeous. Leon murmurs into his radio, requesting directions. His voice is low and controlled. Then, together, you step into the darkness of the lab, your senses on high alert. The tunnels are dimly lit, shadows pooling in every corner, and it isn't long before the creatures start to emerge, drawn by the scent of the living. You and Leon fall into sync immediately, wielding fire and steel like extensions of yourself. We're fighting so well together. We're meant to be. The flamethrower roars to life, bathing the corridors in flickering orange as you burn through the waves of the creatures that come at you, one after another. Their shrieks fill the narrow space, echoing off the walls, but you don't hesitate. You push forward, side by side, determined to see this through. In one of the tunnels, Leon stumbles upon the remains of the team he'd been searching for. They didn't make it. A grim realization hardens his expression, and something fierce flickers in his eyes. With renewed fury, he presses forward, the strikes becoming sharper, his movements more aggressive, as if each creature he cut down might somehow make up for their loss. Oh, I love the colors. I love the use of color. Is this analogous color? Where they're beside each other on the color wheel? I don't remember. It's been a while since art school. Finally, you reach the nest. It's a massive cavern, the walls crawling with the sticky pale forms of the creatures, their larvae pulsing in clusters like grotesque flowers. Ew! Ugh. The sight makes your skin crawl, but you steel yourself, knowing this is the heart of it all. This is what needs to be destroyed. Well, that's disgusting. Almost makes me miss the zombies. Zombies? Zombies. And before you ask, no, you don't want details. As you set down the bag, Leon starts to unroll the explosives, but as soon as you both start placing charges, you realize you're clashing. Your movements disjointed, your plans conflicting. Oh no, I have to make a choice? Ugh. If we don't cover the eastern side, they'll swarm us before we can even set this off. And if we don't secure the exit first, we'll be dead in here. I know how they move better than you do. This isn't about knowing them, it's about strategy. Just follow my lead. Your ego flares, your resentment boiling over. This was supposed to be your mission, your fight. You can't let him call the shots. Not now, not here. The argument escalates, tension snapping as your voice rises, filling the cavern. But you don't notice the subtle movement in the shadows, the way the creatures are watching, listening, drawn to the discord between you. Guys! Oh my god! Suddenly, they surge forward, exploiting the rift between you. One grabs Leon, pulling him away as he shouts your name, his voice panicked. Another tackles you, sinking claws into your shoulders as you struggle, but it's too late. You're separated, each of you fighting your own, overwhelmed. Oh no! I didn't even get a chance to... In the end, your last thought is regret, wishing you had found a way to work together. But the last chance is gone now, swallowed by darkness. What? What did I do wrong? I didn't even get a choice there, did I? I don't care that Chrome has been updated. Okay, so I got a bad ending. We died. Not ideal. And it's like, it seems like I had to like do things in a different order and make sure there was no bad blood between us. But I don't know how there would have been. I think I'm gonna leave it here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments. You can subscribe if you want. I would love that. I would love to have you as a subscriber. That'd be great. Leave a like if you want. And I will see you guys next time. Okay, bye.